Hey, this is Anya, and you're listening to Chatterbox. Today's topic is all about TED Talks and what people actually take away from them. Today we are joined by two of my college friends who had been set the task with watching the TED Talk Mason Zayed's I've Got 99 Problems, Palsy is Just One. Welcome, Max and Kelly.
Hello.
Hi.
What did you think about the TED Talk?
Well, because I used to have a brother who had cerebral palsy, it did connect to me quite a lot. Because it was something I could relate to, and having her actually have the palsy and yet still be able to come back on top, by the fact that she was told she wasn't able to walk, and yet she's just strolling around on the stage. That was actually quite powerful to see.
She managed to put a lot of humour into it as well.
Oh yeah, it's like if it was just bleak the entire way through, it probably wouldn't be that nice of a TED Talk, something like that. You've got to keep it uplifting.
Yeah. What about you, Kelly?
Yeah, pretty much the same. It's really powerful, and it sends a message that even if you are disabled, you can still be on TV and be successful and do good things.
That specific video, I think some of the stuff she said as well, for people in the audience that maybe weren't quite aware of what cerebral palsy was and what it meant. From my perspective, I thought it allowed the audience an insight into her life and how she's taken something that other people may consider bad and she's turned it into something positive and done something to encourage other people to do as well.
You get stuff quite a lot which is just like, oh, they've got the poison, they can't do this, they can't do that, they need help with this, but she's there like, I didn't get any help, I had to do everything on my own, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of negatives usually around that subject, but
like the reason for why she could walk was because like her dad made her, and that's why she's able to walk, even though the doctor told her she couldn't or she wouldn't be able to. She's there like, well, I was forced to. I'm doing pretty good.
I feel like people don't push disabled people enough to like reach their full potential because they're just like, oh, you're disabled, you can't walk, you can't do this, you can't be successful, but you can. You just need to try a bit.
It does depend on how severe it is, though. But with someone like her, and if you're able to talk, really,
like it's visible as well when she's walking, you can tell, but it's just like she doesn't care. Like she did this, her and her family put in the time and effort, they did it. She doesn't care.
It's like she knows that she has cerebral palsy, but she's there just like, I don't care.
I'm gonna get on with my life.
I don't need you judging me.
Have you seen any other TED Talk videos?
No.
Yes.
No?
No.
James Veitch.
James Veitch.
Talking about spam emails
What
and
are
how
his
to
replies?
reply.
They're hilarious.
That one's good.
I have seen them.
I watched one as well on I can't remember what disorder she has, but she was able to, like, she had voices in her head.
Yeah.
Like,
the schizophrenia
yeah,
one.
it was a form of that.
Yeah.
And so, like, there was like voices dictating everything that she did, and they'd have conversations in her head like they were right next to her, and it was just how she's able to adapt to everyday life from that. And I thought it was quite interesting, because that's the thing, when you got someone doing a TED Talk about things that they're able to express stuff on diseases and disorders that no one really understands. It's nice to actually hear their point of view as to what it's like, because you don't know, and they're like, oh, wow.
I mean, I think the first time I saw one was Tom Thumb, Sydney's TEDx, and
Is that the Beatles dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because not all TED Talks are about something serious.
You don't need to be some big celebrity or personality, someone that people look up to be able to talk about a subject.
Yeah.
Like it's not just that. If you're able to talk about something that you experience, even if it's just like a brief story about how you came from nothing to something, people want to know.
Yeah, and they've actually got one in Plymouth at the university. So, would you guys go to one if you had the opportunity?
If it's something that...
If I heard it and it interested me, then I'll go.
Yeah? I think it was something like £35.
Depends how good it sounds.
It's just, if it's a subject that I will actually want to go to, that I feel I can take away from, and not something I'm going to spend like 5 minutes in and go like, oh, I'm actually not that bothered anymore. You know, it just depends what it's about. Do you know what it's about?
No, it said the speaker, but it didn't say the subject at the time.
Advertise the subject and then you turn up and whoever's speaking is whoever's speaking.
It's like if they advertise like a play or a movie and they showed the actors, but not the title or what it's about. It's just like, hey, this person's alright, you should see it, enjoy their acting.
And there's the Lion King. Boom.
It's like they've advertised Tom Cruise, you have no idea what it is, do you think it's a mystery, and then it's like Mission Impossible 8, and you're like, oh. No.
Where did you guys first hear about TED Talks?
YouTube.
YouTube?
They just pop up all
They
the
do,
time.
don't they?
There's so many
Yeah.
of them, it's like they take up half of YouTube.
There is. There's also, I think, there's a TED woman as well. So for specifically women can do it and talk about maybe feminine things and that women might want to relate to.
What's the
I'm
difference
gonna-
between TED and TEDx?
I think X is
Extra.
TED Talk, extra.
I looked it up and TEDx is, I think it's crossed with another company as well. I've got a question for you both. If you could do a TED Talk anywhere, what would it be about?
Oh god.
Kelly? Any subject, as long because you've got to be passionate and be able to just keep talking and talking about it. So what would your subject be?
Dogs.
Dogs? You know a lot about dogs.
I really like dogs. I just talk about dogs for days.
Dogs for days?
Dogs for days.
You could call it dogs for
I
days.
call it dogs for days.
Is your podcast about dogs? You should make a podcast about dogs. She has a podcast. Go check it out. All her social media.
I could take my dog with me.
So Max,
Hello.
what would your TED Talk be about? What is the subject that you are most passionate about?
Cats.
I'd probably talk. No, I'm not a cat person. I'd probably talk about the fact that I got stuck at a grabbing machine when I was 3. No, the reason I went in was because there was a giant Spider-Man in there and I really wanted it. And I still have that now.
Oh my god.
I still have it now. It's like bleeding stuffing, but I still had it. But yeah, if I did a TED Talk about that, I'd tell them the story and they'd be like, I'd make it inspirational in the sense that if you chase your dreams and what you aspire to be, no matter what you have to go through to get there, if you want that Spider-Man,
You take that
you
Spider-Man.
take that Spider-Man.
Yes, Max.
Even if it's slightly illegal, you take that Spider-Man.
Is there anything you didn't like about that TED Talk? Like, did she keep talking or did she keep it interesting?
I didn't really find anything a problem with
It
it.
was a good length of time. Funny.
Yeah. They are
Serious.
kept short, like 15 minutes. Some of
Well,
them
yeah, there are some
like-
TED Talks that really go on, but like
Yeah.
she kept it entertaining to a point where you weren't that bothered about clicking off, and that's good.
What do you think a TED Talk needs to be appealing to an audience?
If the audience has left that auditorium or whatever feeling like they've gained something,
That's a win for
that's the win.
both of them, yeah. Because obviously, if the person was going to do another one, then that would.
Yeah.
Make
Like,
me
sure, you
go.
can talk about it for ages, but like, even with James Veitch,
It's
like,
just-
that was mostly comedy, but you have taken away something which is just like,
Don't reply to scam emails.
well, yeah, don't reply to spam emails, have fun in your own time.
Yeah.
Life isn't all doom and gloom. You know, it's just, if the audience has taken something away, it's Gucci.
It is.
Gucci gang.
So on from that, what do people actually take away from TED Talks? Do you think it's inspiration, advice, maybe,
Both.
a feeling, of maybe it could be comfort, support?
Yeah.
Overall, I think that my opinion on TED Talks was I thought they were a good way for people to hear different experiences and stories and hear how they've managed to overcome and get through some of their certain issues. But for me, it also provides lots of ways of coping through disabilities that people can use and learn for perhaps on themselves or someone they know. I think they're beneficial as it provides different viewpoints and experiences to other people and can give the audience an insight into their story, hearing their opinion, being able to understand and come up with their own. The talks also provide an opportunity for people to show off their talents as well as offer advice and guidance, which is basically what we've covered today. So overall, TED Talks are good?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Thank you, Max and Kelly, for openly discussing TED Talks with me. And audience, thanks for listening. This is Chatterbox, and I hope we'll see you next week.
Bye!